I just want to talk about how it's really important to always turn up and do your best. No matter what job you're on, no matter how big the client is, no matter how small the budget is, and no matter how busy you are on other things. Let me take you back. So I was doing a random job for a company. It wasn't even a big job. Essentially, it was mostly building out their icon library. They had done a load of custom icons. They had done like 3 tiers. So they had like just your all black ones. The second one had brand colors, and the third ones were a bit more, they had a lot more architecture around them that you could zoom in on them. They had some stuff, they had a bit of gradient, so they could be used as almost an illustrative asset. So you had just your bog standard icon, a little bit of the brand property coming in on the level 2, and the third ones were more of an illustrative set. And I was just coming in to help on that. It was about maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of work. And during that, I also had to do some random PowerPoint things. I had to do a Google Slides template. I had to do some really, just low level stuff, because I was in the room and I was like, hey, can you do this? It's like, yeah, fine. You're the hired help. That's what you do. You're there. You're the creative gun for hire. Like, if there's creative to be solved, no matter how small, you do it. Now, why was that important? Okay, so I worked with the guy and then heard nothing from it. And then I would say almost, honestly, 9 months, maybe even a year, but 9 months later, somebody sends me a message and they ask to see my portfolio and ask to jump on a call and have a chat. And essentially, the creative director I was working with then worked at the same business as the person who then left, moved jobs, became the CMO at another company, and then needed somebody who knew what they were doing to work on a brand refresh for a SaaS automation company. And I was available. And he said, oh, I know this guy. So we had a call. And then I ended up working with this guy for 4.5 months. It was upwards of 40 grand job. And we built a really strong piece of work together. We worked really well together. I learned loads. It was really great working with the team. It was quite a career-defining brand to be a part of. It's still sort of a little bit ongoing. And yeah, that work has then since given me a really robust piece in my portfolio to be really finger on the pulse with the market. It's really relevant work. It's really relevant to where the market's at. And that kind of a business, prior to that, I hadn't had as much experience or exposure to that sector of the market as I would have liked. So this was a great one in. So I just want to say that if you're currently freelancing and you're doing something that's a little bit shite, or you're doing a keynote presentation, or you're just changing the colors on something, or you're doing something that isn't branding, it isn't marketing, it isn't copywriting, it's something that pays the day rate, or something that is just because it's quite hard times and you just got a job, I highly suggest that you do it to the best of your ability and with utmost respect and responsibility. Because like when they say, you never know who's watching, you never know who might recommend you for your next job.